Hi friends, my name is Shifa and a huge welcome to all of you to my YouTube channel. So today is my first video on YouTube and I'm really excited and nervous. First of all, I am going to tell you what this channel is about. This channel is going to provide you with a lot of important literary criticism, works, authors, important movements, etc. Apart from it, I am also going to share some videos which is related to students' productivity in between. Okay. Now in today's video, I am going to talk on novel called A Portrait of an Artist as a Young Man, which is written by James Joyce, and it was written around 1914 to 1915. Since this is the genre is fiction, but still it was considered as an autobiographical novel, and the reason behind this was there was a lot of liking between the protagonist of the novel and the author of the novel. For example, they both like Irish people and Ireland. Apart from it, since it is written in 1914 and 1915, it is a modernist novel and it has a lot of modernist techniques to consider. One of the most important and my favorite is stream of consciousness. So we are going to look at what is stream of consciousness and what are the other characteristics to consider to make your notes or to prepare for your exam. So without wasting any time, let's start.
Before starting with the details of the novel, let me make you clear that this plot is not a simple storyline which is narrated linearly, but in fact, a stream of consciousness technique has been used. Now, what is it? It is a literary technique which was discovered by William James in his book, The Principle of Psychology, to present the flow of thoughts. Now let me emphasize this, to present the flow of thoughts. And how is it applied in this book? In this book, the plot is presented through protagonist flow of thoughts, and hence you will see his psychological and religious development as the story will develop. Now to start with the characters, Stephen Dedalus is the protagonist of the novel, and from early childhood he perceived the world in a highly personalized and a very different and sensitive way, and this is what we see throughout the novel, the kind of thinking he has, and through his flow of thoughts we are going to see the plot developing throughout. The second character is Simon Dedalus, who is the father of Stephen. He is an affectionate but dissolute patriarch of Stephen family, and he has drinking problems, discipline, and emotional problem. His inability to entirely master these issues is a source of stress and problems in his family. Stephen and Simon are close, but as Stephen grows older, their relationship witnessed a sort of degradation. Then the next character is again Mary Dedalus, who is the mother of Stephen, and she takes care of Stephen. Another important character is Charles Parnell. Even though he is not the character in the novel, but he is directly linked to this novel. The novel's first scene shows an infant Stephen listening to his father's fairy tale, which he thinks is nonsense. Stephen's thoughts and memories are flowing widely, from a woman that sells candy on the street to his mother's warm smell. So he's imagining a lot of things. But in the next scene, an older Stephen is in his first year of school at Clongoves. So you can see that the plot has jumped from one time to another and place as well. Now here he is playing with other boys, and he is longing for the warmth and peace of study hall. He is not liking what he is doing right now, and at the same time, like on the next day, he hears that the Irish nationalist Parnell has died. Now who is this person and what is this historical context given in the novel? Let's see. This novel has taken place during one of the most turbulent and eventful period of Irish history. Now, what was it? It was the Irish nationalism. So, the island was under British control, and because of potato famine, so it was one of the event which occurred in Ireland, and because of which a lot of people died. So, after this, many people felt growing dissatisfaction with British rule and they dreamed of becoming a separate nation and maintaining a home rule. So, two groups were divided among these Irish people. One of them were people who favored brute force, removing forcefully these to these British people, and they were Fenians. The another one was the one who wanted to choose a more moderate path, and they were known as constitutional reformists. Now, Michael David and Charles Parnell were famous leaders of 1870s and 1880s. Under Parnell's leadership and with the support of British Prime Minister, the Irish people hoped to finally establishing a home rule, but there was more to it in the story because in 1981 Pals were found in being engaging with extramarital affair with the wife of member of Irish Parliament, and because of which the Catholic Church denounced Parnell and he fell from the power. So the Irish movement lost its direction. Now coming back to our plot, we again see there is a huge jump of time because a few months later the plot has continued where Stephen comes home for winter holidays. He listens to the family argument going about again Parnell in Catholic Church and how this church kicked out Parnell out of his power. Now, when he goes to his school, he finds out that two of his classmates were caught doing some sexual activity with upper class men. We again rejoin Stephen after some years, so you can see the novel is taking a huge heap with respect to time and place. Now, here, after some years later, he spends a summer in Black Rock exploring the neighborhood with his friend Aubrey, reading the Count of Monte Cristo and restlessly wandering the streets. But soon again, due to the Stephens family problem, financial problem especially, they move to Dublin, where Stephen becomes attracted to one girl called Emma Clary, and they spend time together. They even take tram home together after a birthday party, and Stephen writes her a lovely poem, love poem. The book leaps over a few years once again, and Stephen is seen as now a high achieving student with a lot of seriousness and studiousness. But along with this change, we see one another change, and that is he worries about his sexual longings now, and he becomes more and more sexually frustrated every day, because of which he begins to have sex with prostitutes. In Stephen's school, one day Stephen's class participate in a 3-day religious retreat composed mainly of fire and brimstone lecture about sin, hell and suffering. And the vivid lectures render Stephen's guilt unbearable and he decides to confess his sins and whatever he did in the last few days. But then soon after, Stephen's resolve begin to weaken and he is again beset by doubts. Just then the director suggests Stephen to become a priest because according to director Stephen has all the qualities of becoming priest. Stephen suddenly realizes that he finds priest life repulsive and boring and turns joyfully away from religious life. Instead, he applies for the admission to the University of Dublin, where he is going to become an artist. In the next scene, we see Stephen walking on the shore. He realizes that his true calling is that of a writer. Suddenly, he looks at a lovely girl who is standing in the water and feels overcome with joy because he thinks that this girl is a muse for him. And then, in the last pages, in the book's final pages, which is taken the form of diary entries, Stephen writes joyfully about leaving Ireland to find his destiny as a writer.
Okay guys, so this is it. I hope you liked my video. I hope you understood what I explained, and if you do, please like my video, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends, especially those who are ardent lover of English literature and are in need of this video. Till then, take care.